this invisible line that sits 37 degrees north of the equator, and it essentially divides the United States into the north and the south. Now, the thing about this imaginary line is the places that it runs through. It is known as the Haunted Highway because this line goes through Area 51, right? It goes through Roswell. It goes through the Four Corners region, which has been synonymous with skinwalker sightings. It cuts through the Ozarks, right, which is an epicenter for paranormal activity. It goes through Monmouth Cave, right, which is known to possibly be this subterranean city that exists in these caves that span thousands of miles. Now, it also cuts through the heart of the Appalachia and into Washington, D.C. Now, the eerie thing about this is if you look at all of these UFO sightings, these major events that have happened along this line, it also passes through the New Madrid Fault Line. And I've started to notice a lot of these places in the north or in the Four Corners region where they are seeing these skinwalkers, they are seeing them in the same place in the Appalachian Mountains along the 37th parallel. Now, some people believe this is some type of metaphysical type of ley line or possibly a tear between dimensions of space and time, and that this attracts sort of these interdimensional beings or evil or negative energy. Now, this is a story that I heard that takes place along the 37th parallel. There was this man named Chuck. Chuck said one night he was driving from Roanoke to Knoxville, Tennessee. He said he was on Interstate 81. It was like 10:05 at night, and it was a completely clear sky. He said as he's driving in his car, he all of a sudden started to feel kind of weird. And he said he almost like went into this daze. Well, he pulls off the interstate and he starts driving down this back highway. Then he gets off onto this dirt road. And eventually he finds himself in the middle of the woods driving down this dirt road high up in the Appalachian Mountains. And he starts to think, like, what is going on? Like, how did I end up here? Like, what made me get off the interstate and drive out into the middle of the woods? So he stops his car and he finally gets a hold of himself. And he's like, all right, how do I get out of here? Like, where do I need to go to get back on the interstate? As he's sitting outside of the car, he notices it's completely quiet. There's no bugs, insects, no sounds of the summer, like nothing. It is quiet. When all of a sudden he hears doo 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 doo, like this music, and it was coming from the woods. And it was just very soft and very faint, but he could hear it. And he's like, there is nothing around here. Like, where is that music coming from? And that's when he felt like there was a presence in front of him. And he said it felt very large. It felt evil and it felt menacing. He could not see it. He couldn't see anything but the woods, but he could feel something was standing behind the car next to him. So he slowly gets in his car, he closes the door, and he locks it. That's when he started to feel vibrations in his car, like something was, stepping really hard right behind him, something big. So he proceeds to start his car up and drive down this road. When he looks in his rear view mirror, he could see something was following him, even though like he couldn't physically see it. It was like he could feel something was chasing him. So he starts speeding and he's going as fast as he can down this dirt road. That's when all of a sudden his radio turns on by itself and it starts playing the same song that he hears out in the woods. So he's freaking out now, like, I need to get off this road, like something's going on. He tries turning off the radio, the music won't stop playing. And that's when he looks in his rearview mirror again, and he could see the outline of something very large, probably 9 to 10 feet tall, moving behind his vehicle. And he said the next thing he knew, he looked forward, and he found himself 90 miles away, now in Knoxville, Tennessee, about 5 blocks away from his home, sitting in his car. And he still to this day has no idea what happened to him outside of the fact he was driving on the 37th